Most traders fail. And it's not because of their strategy. It's because they trade like rats on Red Bull, clicking at every flashing candle, jumping at every market twitch, chasing every so-called opportunity. But here's the truth. The markets don't reward frantic energy. They don't pay you for activity. They pay you for precision. Think about a sniper. A sniper doesn't fire at every sound in the distance. He doesn't waste bullets on shadows. He waits, patiently, silently, until the perfect shot appears. And when he pulls the trigger, it's clean, it's calculated, it's deadly accurate. Now compare that to the average trader. Overtrading, overthinking, jumping in and out of setups without clarity, hoping that maybe this one will work, and then watching the account bleed out. I used to be that trader. I was frantic. I was emotional. I thought more trades meant more chances to win, but all it meant was more chances to lose. Everything changed when I stopped trading like a rat on Red Bull, and I started trading like a sniper. I learned that my real weapon wasn't a strategy or an indicator. My real weapon was discipline. My real edge was patience. This is where most traders get it wrong. They think the answer is another course, another magic indicator, another complicated setup. But they're wrong. The secret isn't on your chart. The secret is in your mind. In this video, I'm going to show you the sniper's way, the mindset that separates the 99% who fail from the 1% who achieve consistent profitability. You'll learn how to stop overtrading, how to silence the fear and the FOMO, and how to wait with sniper-level patience until the market hands you an obvious target. This isn't just another strategy. This is a mental reprogramming. It's a shift in identity, from the frantic clicker to the focused professional. So stay with me until the very end, because today you'll discover why trading psychology has been a lie until you learn to think like a sniper. Section 1. Target recognition and the almost shot. When I first started trading, I thought being active meant I was being productive. If I wasn't in a trade, I felt like I was missing out. Every setup looked like an opportunity. Every candle break looked like a signal. I would take the almost trades, the setups that weren't quite right but close enough, and I would justify them with thoughts like, it might work, maybe this time, it looks good enough. But here's the truth. Almost trades are account killers. Think about it like this. A sniper never pulls the trigger on an almost target. He doesn't shoot because he thinks he might see movement. He doesn't fire because he hopes it's the right shot. Why? Because the cost of being wrong is too high. If he takes the wrong shot, he exposes his position. He wastes his bullet. And in his world, that mistake can cost him everything. Trading is the same. When you take an almost trade, you expose your account. You waste your capital. You drain your mental focus. And slowly, those little mistakes pile up until you're sitting on a blown account. Here's what I learned. High-level traders don't chase maybe. They only take boringly obvious trades. The ones that are so clear, so undeniable, that they almost feel too easy. But that's where most traders fail. They confuse excitement with opportunity. If the trade feels exciting, it usually means you're forcing it. True sniper trades often feel boring. They line up with your rules, your conditions, your checklist. They're not adrenaline-fueled gambles. They're quiet, calculated, and precise. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're watching a chart and you see price moving toward your zone. It touches your level, but the volume is weak. The confirmation candle isn't clean, and deep down you know it doesn't meet your criteria. But your mind whispers, it might be the one. If I don't take it, I'll miss out. That's the almost shot. And 9 out of 10 times the market punishes you. You enter, the trade flips, and you lose. Not only do you lose money, but you also lose confidence. And the next time a real A-plus setup comes along, you're either too shaken to take it, or worse, you don't even recognize it. Here's the sniper's rule. If it's not a confirmed target, it's not a shot worth taking, period. No exceptions. This is where discipline separates professionals from amateurs. Amateurs think every setup is a chance to win. Professionals know that every trade you take has a cost. The cost isn't just your stop loss. It's your focus. It's your patience. It's your mental energy. Every bad trade is like firing a bullet into the dark. You waste ammo, you reveal your position, and when the real target finally appears, you're not ready to take it. So how do you build sniper-level target recognition? First, create a strict checklist. Your target must meet every single condition before you fire. No half checks, no good enough. If one piece is missing, you don't shoot. Second, learn to trust boredom. If the market isn't giving you a perfect setup, you wait. This isn't wasted time, this is your edge. The ability to do nothing until the perfect target reveals itself. Third, reframe your mindset. You're not a hunter chasing every moving shadow. You're a sniper waiting for one clear shot. When you take that shot, it should feel obvious, almost boring. I'll leave you with this. Almost setups are the graveyard of traders. They bury accounts, they bury confidence, and they bury dreams. But once you eliminate the almost trades, your win rate goes up, your discipline strengthens, and suddenly you're not firing at shadows, you're executing with precision. From now on, remember this. If it's not obvious, it's not yours. The sniper doesn't chase. The sniper waits. And when the shot is clear, he never misses.
Section 2. The Strategic Art of Waiting. One of the hardest lessons in trading is this. Sometimes, the best trade you can take is no trade at all. Most traders can't handle waiting. They stare at the charts, hour after hour, waiting for something to happen. And when nothing does, they feel pressure. Pressure to click, pressure to create action, pressure to trade just to feel alive. But here's the problem. The market doesn't care about your boredom. It doesn't care about your need for action. And if you let boredom push you into trades, the market will punish you for it. Now let's go back to the sniper. A sniper can sit in the same spot for hours, sometimes days. He doesn't move. He doesn't twitch. He doesn't waste a shot just because he's tired of waiting. He knows the moment will come. He trusts the process. And when the moment does arrive, he's ready. Trading works the exact same way. The amateur gets restless. The professional embraces silence. I had to reprogram myself to see waiting as a weapon. At first, it felt unnatural. I used to think, if I'm not trading, I'm falling behind. If I'm not in the market, I'm missing opportunities. But I learned the truth. Most of the money I lost came from trades I should have never taken in the first place. Not from bad strategies, not from bad indicators, but from me being unable to sit still. Here's the key. Waiting is not wasted time. Waiting is preparation. Think of waiting like reloading your weapon, conserving your energy, protecting your focus. Every second you don't take a bad trade, you're preserving mental capital. You're saving ammo for when the real opportunity comes. But boredom is dangerous because it tricks your brain. When the chart is slow, your mind whispers, just take a small trade, just do something. You can always get out quickly. That voice is the enemy. That voice is the reason most traders drain their accounts. So how do you master the art of waiting? First, set traps. A sniper doesn't chase the target. He positions himself where the target will eventually appear. In trading, Your traps are zones, levels, and conditions. Mark them in advance. Decide exactly what you're waiting for. Then let the market come to you. Second, redefine success. A successful day in trading is not always making money. Sometimes success is doing nothing. If the setups never appear, you've won by protecting your account, by not losing, by staying alive for the next opportunity. Third, embrace boredom. This is where the professionals rise and the amateurs quit. Boredom is a test. If you can't handle sitting in silence, you'll never be ready to pull the trigger when it matters most. Here's the paradox. The more comfortable you become with waiting, the faster your account grows. Because you're only taking clean, high probability setups. You're no longer bleeding out on weak trades. You're not wasting bullets on shadows. You're preserving your energy for the moment that truly matters. Think about this. Would you rather take 10 mediocre trades and maybe win 3, or wait for one perfect trade that almost feels unfair in how clear it is? Professionals choose the one trade. Amateurs chase the 10. And that choice is the difference between long-term growth and long-term failure. So next time you catch yourself bored, staring at the charts, remember this. Boredom is not your enemy. It's your ally. It's proof you're doing it right. Every moment you sit patiently, you're building the discipline that separates you from the 99%. A sniper doesn't fire because he's bored. He fires because the shot is guaranteed. And in trading, the same truth applies. The market pays the disciplined, and it punishes the desperate.
Section 3. Hope is for hostages, not traders. Hope. It sounds positive in life, but in trading, hope is poison. I used to place trades and then whisper to myself, I hope this works out. I hope it comes back. I hope the market turns in my favor. But the truth is this, the moment you start hoping inside a trade, you've already lost control. A sniper never relies on hope. Imagine a sniper taking a shot, missing, and then sitting there hoping the target walks back into the bullet. That's absurd. In his world, hope equals death. In trading, it equals account death. Hope turns you from a decision maker into a hostage. Once you click that button and start hoping, you're no longer the one in control. The market is. And the market doesn't care about your hope. It doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care that you want to recover your losses. Traders who rely on hope hold losers too long. They let small losses grow into disasters. They stare at the screen praying for a reversal instead of executing their stop loss. And deep down, they know they've broken their rules. Here's the truth. Hope is what gamblers use. Professionals don't hope. Professionals plan. A sniper plans every detail before he ever pulls the trigger. He knows the distance, the wind, the timing, the escape route. There's no room for a maybe. It's calculated, precise, and final. In trading, your job is the same. You plan your entry. You define your stop. You set your risk. You decide before you click the button what you're willing to lose. That way, when the trade doesn't work, you don't sit there hoping. You exit. Clean, controlled, no hesitation. This is what separates elite traders from the herd. The herd is driven by emotion. They ride the roller coaster of hope and fear. Professionals kill hope at the door. They replace it with discipline. So here's the shift. If you ever catch yourself hoping, stop. That's your warning sign. Hope means you've lost your edge. Close the trade. Step back. Regain control. Because in this game, hope doesn't pay. Rules pay. Discipline pays. Precision pays. And remember this, hope is for hostages, not for traders.
Section 4. Your journal is your ballistics log. Every professional sniper keeps a ballistics log. It's a record of every shot fired. Distance, wind, weather, adjustments, emotions. Nothing is left to memory. Why? Because memory lies. Memory fades, but data tells the truth. Trading is no different, yet most traders don't keep a journal. They rely on memory, or worse, on excuses. They convince themselves that the last trade was just unlucky or almost right. Without records, they repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Here's what I learned. Your journal is not just a diary of trades, it's your ballistics log. It's the tool that transforms you from a gambler into a professional. A proper trading journal tracks more than entries and exits. It tracks the why. Why did you take the trade? What rules were followed? What rules were broken? What emotions did you feel before, during, and after? Were you confident, anxious, greedy, or afraid? Because here's the truth. The numbers show the outcome, but the emotions reveal the pattern. And patterns are where the breakthroughs happen. For example, I once discovered through my journal that every time I increased my lot size out of excitement, I lost. Not sometimes, every single time. Without journaling, I would have kept telling myself, it's just bad luck. But the data exposed the truth. It wasn't the market, it was me. Think of your journal as your training manual. A sniper studies his ballistics log so the next shot is sharper. You study your journal so the next trade is cleaner. Over time, you see what works, what doesn't, and what psychological traps you fall into. And here's the most powerful part. Journaling turns pain into progress. Every loss becomes a lesson. Every mistake becomes data. Instead of beating yourself up, you're documenting the path to mastery. Most traders avoid journaling because it forces them to face reality. It strips away excuses. But reality is the only thing that will set you free. So from now on, treat your journal as your ballistics log. After every session, record not just what you did, but how you felt. Review it weekly. Look for repeating mistakes. Identify emotional triggers, and then eliminate them. Because this is how professionals evolve, not through random wins, but through systematic refinement. The sniper sharpens his aim with his log. The trader sharpens his mind with his journal. Without it, you're guessing. With it, you're growing. Your journal is not optional. It's your most powerful weapon. Section 5. Mental capital, the ammo you can't see. Every trader knows about protecting their money. We call it risk management. But very few talk about protecting something even more valuable, your mental capital. Think of it like this. A sniper carries only a limited number of bullets. He doesn't waste them on targets that aren't worth the shot. Every bullet counts. Now imagine trading is the same, except in our case, the bullets aren't just dollars. They're focus, discipline, patience, and energy. That's your mental ammo. And once it's gone, you're done. Here's the trap. Most traders think losing money is the biggest danger, but it's not. The real danger is burning through your focus and discipline before the real setup even appears. How many times have you done this? You take 3 or 4 mediocre trades early in the day. They're not great setups, but you convince yourself they're good enough. Suddenly, you're frustrated, you're tilted, and when the A-plus setup finally shows up, you either miss it or you trade it poorly because your mind is already exhausted. That's mental capital, gone. The truth is, mental capital leaks faster than financial capital. You can refill your account with more money, but once your focus, patience, and emotional strength are drained, no deposit can bring them back. The only fix is rest, and rest takes time. That's why elite traders treat their mental energy as sacred.
They know they only have so much to give. They don't waste it on low-quality trades. They don't waste it fighting the market. They don't waste it trying to be busy just to feel productive. Protecting your mental ammo starts with awareness. Every trade you take has a cost, not just in dollars, but in discipline. Ask yourself before you click the button, is this setup worth spending my focus on? Is it clear enough to justify using my mental energy? Second, set limits. A sniper doesn't fire endlessly. He conserves. You should do the same. Have a daily limit for trades. Have a rule for when to walk away. Not just when you hit your financial stop loss, but when you feel your mental energy slipping. Third, recharge. You can't run on empty. Elite traders know when to step back. They take breaks. They reset. Because trading with a drained mind is like firing with a bent barrel. Nothing good will come of it. So here's the takeaway. Protect your mental capital like it's the rarest ammo in the world. Because it is. Without it, even the best setups will fail. With it, you'll have the clarity and discipline to hit your target when it truly matters. Money isn't your only capital. Focus is, patience is, discipline is, and those who guard it are the ones who last.
Section 6. One shot, one setup. The power of boredom. If there's one trait that separates amateur traders from professionals, it's this. The pros are comfortable with boredom. Most traders can't sit still. They want action. They crave movement. They chase excitement. And that's why they lose, because the market doesn't reward excitement. It rewards patience. Think about a sniper. He can sit in position for hours, sometimes days, for a single shot. One shot. Not dozens, not hundreds. One. And that one shot is the difference between mission success and failure. Trading is the same. You don't need 10 trades a day. You don't need constant action. You need one clean, high-probability setup. One boringly obvious opportunity where everything lines up. That's it. But here's the catch. Waiting for that one setup feels boring. It feels like you're not doing anything. And that boredom tricks traders into taking unnecessary risks. They enter early. They settle for almost trades. They create action because they can't stand silence. Here's the truth. Boredom is not your enemy. Boredom is proof you're doing it right. The best setups rarely appear every minute. They take time. They require alignment of multiple conditions. And when they finally show up, they should feel obvious, almost too obvious. That's the sign you've waited long enough. Here's what helped me. I stopped judging my success by how many trades I took. I started judging it by how well I followed my rules. If I took no trades because nothing lined up, that was a win. If I waited patiently and fired only once, that was a bigger win. Because here's the paradox. The less you trade, the more you win. The fewer bullets you fire, the sharper your aim becomes. So how do you harness the power of boredom? First, reframe it. When you're bored, remind yourself, this is discipline at work. This is me doing what 99% of traders can't. Second, set your rules in stone. Decide exactly what conditions must align before you take a trade. That way, boredom won't push you into improvising. Third, detach from the need for constant action. You're not here to be entertained. You're here to make money. Big difference. Remember this, a sniper doesn't measure success by how many bullets he fires. He measures it by whether the mission was completed. In trading, your mission is not to be busy, it's to be profitable. So the next time you feel restless staring at the chart, embrace it. That silence, that boredom, is where your edge is being built. One shot, one setup, one trade that matters. That's the power of boredom. Section 7. Rules, your emotional firewall. Rules. Most traders hate them. They think rules are restrictions, boundaries, chains that hold them back. But in reality, rules are not chains. Rules are armor. Think about a sniper. He doesn't go into a mission improvising. He has rules. Rules for engagement, rules for movement, rules for when to fire and when to hold. Those rules are not there to limit him. They're there to keep him alive. Without them, he's exposed, vulnerable, dead. Trading is no different. Your rules are your emotional firewall. They protect you from the chaos of the market and from the even greater chaos inside your own mind. Because here's the truth. In trading, your biggest enemy is not the market. It's you. It's your fear, your greed, your revenge, your FOMO. Without rules, emotions take command. And when emotions lead, accounts die. I used to break my own rules constantly. I'd say, just this once, I'll risk more. Just this once, I'll skip the stop. Just this once, I'll enter early. And every time, just this once became another loss, another broken promise, another blow to my discipline. But when I finally built non-negotiable rules, everything shifted. Suddenly, trading became calmer, clearer. The emotions didn't vanish, but they no longer controlled me. My rules did. So what should your rules look like? They can be simple. For example, I will not risk more than 2% per trade. I will not take trades outside of my defined setups. I will always place a stop loss before entering. If I break a rule, I stop trading for the day. These aren't restrictions, they're shields. They stop you from self-destruction when the market tempts you to gamble. The beauty of rules is that they create consistency. A sniper doesn't ask, should I take this shot? He checks his rules. If the conditions align, he fires. If not, he holds. No debate, no second guessing. That's why he survives. As traders, we must do the same. Rules take the decision-making power away from emotions and hand it back to discipline. And when discipline runs the show, trading becomes a business, not a gamble. So here's the shift. Stop seeing rules as limits. Start seeing them as your armor, your firewall, the invisible shield that keeps fear, greed, and ego from breaking through. Because the truth is this: without rules, you're exposed. With rules, you're protected. And protection is the foundation of survival. Your rules are not optional. They're your emotional firewall. Build them, honor them, and let them protect you when your emotions try to destroy you.
Section 8. The Identity Revolution. Who you become under pressure. Here's the brutal truth about trading. Strategies don't fail. Traders do. Think about it. Two people can trade the exact same system, same entries, same exits, same risk management. Yet one makes money while the other blows up. Why? Because it's not the system, it's the person using it. This is where most traders get it wrong. They keep hunting for the next holy grail indicator, the next magic strategy, but they never stop to ask the real question: who am I when the pressure is on? Because that's what trading really is, a pressure test. Every time you sit down at the screen, the market exposes your identity. If you're impulsive, it shows. If you're greedy, it shows. If you're afraid to lose, it shows. The market is the mirror that reveals exactly who you are under stress. Now let's bring it back to the sniper. The sniper's weapon is powerful, yes, but the weapon is useless without the person behind it. What matters most is the identity of the sniper himself. Calm, patient, focused, ruthless in discipline. That's what makes the weapon effective. In trading, you need the same transformation. You don't just need better strategies, you need a new identity.
The identity of someone who can actually follow the rules, someone who can sit in silence, someone who can walk away when the setup isn't there. And here's the part most traders don't want to hear. This requires ego death. You can't cling to who you've been, the gambler, the clicker, the frantic reactor, and expect to suddenly become consistent. You have to let go of that version of yourself and step into a new one. I had to face this myself. I wasn't failing because I didn't know enough. I was failing because I wasn't becoming enough. I had to stop identifying as a trader who just gets unlucky and start identifying as a disciplined professional who only acts with precision. That shift changed everything. So here's the truth. Your identity shapes your behavior. Your behavior shapes your results. If you want different results, you don't just need new tactics. You need a new identity. The market will always test you. It will always push you to your limits. But who you are under pressure, that's your edge. So ask yourself, when the setup appears, when the emotions rise, when the pressure is on, who will you be? The gambler or the sniper? Because the market doesn't just reward strategies, it rewards identities.
Section 9. The profitable ego death. Right versus paid. One of the biggest killers of trading accounts isn't bad analysis. It isn't poor risk management. It's ego. Ego whispers in your ear, "You're smart. You're right. The market is wrong. Just hold on a little longer, it'll come back." And that whisper has destroyed more traders than any bad indicator ever could. I know, because it almost destroyed me. I used to care more about being right than being profitable. I would enter a trade, watch it go against me, and instead of cutting it, I'd dig in. I'd double down. I'd argue with the market like it owed me something. And every time I did, the market reminded me who was in control. Spoiler alert, it wasn't me. Here's the truth. In trading, you have to choose. Do you want to be right or do you want to be paid? You can't have both. A sniper doesn't fire to prove his ego. He doesn't take a shot to show he's the best. He fires to complete the mission. Period. His identity is tied to execution, not self-importance. That's why he survives. In trading, the mission is profitability, not proving your prediction, not showing off on social media, not being able to say, "See, I called the market." None of that matters if your account is bleeding. The moment you let go of ego, trading becomes simple. You no longer argue with price. You no longer need to be right. You simply follow your plan. If the trade works, you win. If it doesn't, you cut it and move on. No debate, no drama. But ego hates that. Ego wants to fight. Ego wants revenge trading. Ego wants you to risk more to prove a point. And the market will always punish that mindset. Here's the paradox. The traders who let go of ego, who stop needing to be right, are the ones who consistently get paid. Why? Because they're no longer attached to the outcome of one trade. They're focused on the bigger picture, on survival, on consistency. So here's the shift. Kill your ego. Accept small losses as part of the process. Choose being paid over being right. Because at the end of the day, your account doesn't care about your pride. It only cares about discipline. And remember this, the graveyard of trading is filled with people who refuse to admit they were wrong. Don't be one of them. Right or paid? Pick one. Professionals always choose paid.
Section 10. The final truth. The trader is the edge. We've come full circle. You've heard about target recognition, the art of waiting, the importance of rules, identity, and ego death. But here's the ultimate truth. The greatest edge in trading isn't your system. It isn't your indicator. It isn't your broker, your platform, or your news feed. The ultimate edge is you. Every trader wants to believe there's something outside of themselves that will make the difference. A secret formula, a magic setup, a hidden code in the charts. But there is no holy grail out there. The holy grail is in here. Your mindset, your discipline, your ability to control yourself under pressure. Think of the sniper again. His rifle is a tool. His scope is a tool. His camouflage is a tool. But none of it matters if the man behind the weapon is sloppy, impatient, or emotional. The real weapon isn't the rifle. It's the sniper himself. Trading is the same. Your charts are tools, your indicators are tools. But you are the one pulling the trigger. You are the one deciding whether to follow your plan or break it. You are the one who either waits for the perfect shot or fires at shadows. When I finally understood this, everything shifted. I stopped looking for the next best strategy. I stopped blaming the market for my mistakes, and I realized the truth. If I could master myself, I could master trading. This is why psychology isn't just a buzzword. It's the foundation. Without it, no strategy will save you. With it, even the simplest strategy can make you consistent. So here's the final truth. You are the edge. The market doesn't beat you, you beat yourself. The market doesn't reward luck, it rewards discipline. The market doesn't care about your dreams. It cares about your actions. And the moment you take full responsibility, the moment you stop searching outside and start forging inside, that's the moment you become dangerous. That's when you step out of the 99% who fail and into the 1% who win. So remember this. The weapon isn't the chart. The weapon isn't the system. The weapon is you. Forge yourself into precision. Build patience into your DNA. Wear discipline like armor. Because in the end, the trader is the edge, and the trader is you.
Final section. Your mission. Forge your edge. We've covered a lot today. We've talked about target recognition, the art of waiting, the dangers of hope, the power of journaling, the value of mental capital, and the strength of rules. We've broken down identity, ego, and the final truth that you are the ultimate edge. But none of this matters if it just stays as information. Knowledge is useless without transformation, and transformation requires commitment. So here's your mission. Stop trading like a rat on Red Bull. Stop firing at every shadow that flickers across the chart. Stop letting fear, greed, and hope dictate your moves. Your mission is to become the sniper, to trade with silence, with patience, with precision, to let go of the gambler's identity and step into the disciplined identity of a professional. And I want you to make a declaration right now. If this training hit you, if you know deep down it's time to reprogram your trading mind, then drop a comment below that says, I am forging my edge. Say it publicly, declare it, because when you put words into the world, you hold yourself accountable to becoming that sniper. Here's the hard truth. Most people who watch this video won't take action. They'll nod their heads, maybe feel a little motivated, and then go back to trading the same way. And weeks from now, they'll be back at zero, another account blown, another dream buried. But a few of you, the ones who are serious, the ones who understand this isn't about luck, but about identity, those few will take this to heart. You'll slow down, you'll wait, you'll journal, you'll protect your mental ammo,
You'll trade like a sniper, and those few will win. So, the choice is yours. Will you be another statistic chasing setups, gambling on hope, or will you be the sniper? Silent, patient, deadly accurate. If this message spoke to you, do 3 things. First, comment below, "I am forging my edge." Second, like this video so more traders can discover the truth. And third, subscribe, because this is only the beginning of your sniper training. Every video here is designed to sharpen your edge, to reprogram your mind, and to help you build the discipline that the markets actually reward. The market doesn't need more gamblers. It doesn't need more rats on Red Bull. It needs professionals. It needs snipers. And now it's your turn to decide. Which one will you be?